Welcome to Joy of the Garden and Home. I am your host, Joy, with my ever wonderful co-host, Healy Means, at Healy Means. Hi, Healy. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. It is probably sunny and 82 here
Nice.
in Southern California, zone 10B, 11A.
I
So a bit
have.
a bit toasty and warm today.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the weather, but yeah, it's in the 80s, definitely mid 80s, I'd say. A thunderstorm just rode through, so I'm
hmm
sure it's nice and muggy out there right now. Love it.
Can you roll that thunderstorm just all the way across the country to my side, like please? I just a few drops, a mist. I'll
I'd have
take
to
it.
like
I will
rotate
take
the
it.
planet the opposite direction because it's coming from you and coming to me. It never goes the other way. Well, no, it's
So
coming from
I already
Canada.
missed it.
Yeah, it's either coming from the ocean or it's coming from Canada. So we don't like the Canadian one. That's always chilly and blech. But let's see.
You know
Oh,
what? Right
so
now, I would even take
you'll
that.
take anything.
hmm
Yeah,
I will. I will. A drop of rain. I'll take it.
you're right.
So how you been
Uh,
since the last time we met?
it's been it's been every day is like a new day. So it's like some days are just like dragging,
hmm
don't want to do anything. Can I just sit on the couch and do nothing? But no, that never happens. But then other days are like, all right, this is the day I'm going to do everything on my list. And then I'm exhausted, at the end of the day. So, but it's
Yes.
been it's been going. It's actually I felt like almost like a weight lift has been lifted since I finished all the June sewing of things. I do feel like in a bit of a
hmm
calm at the moment, just this hour, not necessarily next hour. But I'm like, I feel a little bit of a
So what you're saying is that you actually. Oh yeah, I'm saying so you actually worked through the June burnout. So
right.
from our last conversation, for those of you who are here for the live stream, thank you very much. And if you're here for the replay, thank you also.
Correct.
Last time we talked about gardener burnout and what it was, how we felt about it, how we perceived it, and then things that we did or thought or how we got through the burnout. So it sounds like Joy worked through the June burnout. We're in July and she is running on all cylinders. I don't know if that's what you heard, but that's what I heard. And so that kind of leads into today's topic that Joy is going to lead us in. I mean, it's perfect. Honestly, for me, I think I'm still a bit in the burnout, but part of that I believe is because the weather is getting warmer.
Hmm.
And we had our May gray, our June gloom, and then July fry. So it goes from being warm but overcast and kind of muddy to then extreme, 1 zillion gigawatts of sun brightness and heat for our area. I understand, hot temperatures are relative, but in our
Right.
area, starting in July, that's why we call it July fry, it gets very warm for our area and it is just draining the energy out of me. But like Joy, I'm continuing on. Maybe not. I think Joy is going on probably like 8 cylinders. I probably got about five. I might have like 5 cylinders, but I'm pressing forward. Hi, G Mama. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I did want to continue on from our last live because I felt that there was still so much more to talk about. So I really felt like let's not just be all into the negative, but like this is more of like a rounded, not necessarily solving anything, but just
hmm
just motivation. That's what I'm calling it. Summer motivations. So let's see what gets us motivated.
I like it.
Um, yeah, I feel like because you're me, particularly in my zone 6, you get everything out in June, like all the summer veggies. you've already gotten your like spring stuff out, but your main crops are heavy, and there's a lot of them. Your tomatoes, your peppers, your eggplants, your okra, your corn. These are all big plants, and normally for me, they're started indoors. They've been babied for months, and now is the time to get them out. So you have a lot of like,
Mhm.
there's added stress of now I got to keep them alive. I got to keep them moist for a while. I got to keep them pest free for a while until they get established, and then they can rock it off, and hopefully that'll be that. But you don't really get to take a breath in June because you're just like day after day after day, just on it and on it. And you're still taking care of the spring stuff. You're still weeding all that stuff. You're still pest proofing and disease proofing all that stuff. So June for me is just like a steamroll. What is that? The train, the steam train that just like rolls over me. So by the time July hits, sometimes I don't get over that, but that stress. But somehow this year I had like, we had 4th of July, and that's usually an all nighter because we go to a friend's house, and it's always like a big to do. So I barely get any sleep, and then I have to sleep. Hi, I'm Jay Knack. So I have to sleep like for a bit the next couple of days to get back my energy. So then after that, I feel like, ah, okay, I've got enough sleep. And now I'm not pressured to like plant, plant, plant. So I feel like I'm in a space where I'm like enjoying the heat. I'm enjoying the weeding. I'm enjoying the extra planting I may be doing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But that's I haven't gotten to the the rundown of the list yet. But what do you got?
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for the rundown. I would say for me though, generally in my garden, I was burnt out before I even saw any evidence of a green garden. I started my garden late. I did my first round of many, many, many seeds, sowing seeds. They were very slow or did not germinate at all, which caused me to do a second round of sowing seeds, maybe only a third or a fourth of what I sowed the first time.
Mhm.
But wouldn't a couple weeks after I sowed the second round of seeds, the first round of seeds started coming in. And I mean, they really started coming in. My beautification project still was not finished, but my seedlings were to the point where they were dying in the cells
Mhm.
because I wasn't able to up pot them fast enough. I have so many tomato plants right now that is like crazy. I had to order some 1 gallon plastic pots, and please let them come in this week, because
Oh.
if they don't, I'm going to be in trouble. So now I am wanting things to slow down so that I can catch up with the garden who started behind me but now has jumped
Mm.
far ahead of me. And like I said, I was burned out before my garden even started showing signs of life. Now it is just flying through the phases and stages of growth and productivity. And so now I'm burnt up trying to like catch up.
Mhm.
But but I took a step. I took a break away. I haven't really posted up, uploaded a lot. I took a break. Like when I said I was burnt out them 2 weeks ago, like I really meant it. And I took some time off. I took some
Good.
time off, but now, I'm refreshed. I'm energized. Y'all, this is not alcohol. This is ginger beer. If you know me from like my empties videos and stuff and my snacks, ginger beer, I like it. This is extra, so I think this is the highest one. This brand, they have like the regular, they have the premium, and then they have the extra, which has the most ginger in it. And well, you can't see it, but there's like actual ginger at the bottom of the bottle. So
Mhm.
yeah, this wakes me up. So you don't need coffee. If you like ginger, just drink ginger beer and you'll
Okay.
be fine. So yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's
All
start
right.
with the list.
Let's start. So, all right, what keeps people motivated in general? Let's get the doom and gloom out of the way first, which specifically is impending
Yeah.
doom. Like what, 2 weeks ago, even we were on the brink of World War III. So that sort of thing keeps you pretty motivated to continue, growing food and making sure you have something for yourself and you're not
Mhm.
facing empty shelves. So, and some people live that way like all the time and not just because of a war, but you have sickness, you have job losses, you have you fall down and you hurt yourself. A child is going to be coming into your life. There's always something, coming over our lives that we got to be somewhat prepared for. So,
Mhm.
yeah, a garden sometimes is part of that you continue to garden because you're always thinking ahead of the catastrophe that might befall you, or a blessing. It doesn't have to be a
That's
catastrophe.
right. Mhm.
Do you have
You
anything?
know what? But speaking of that, and it probably was due to the current news. This is not a political podcast or live stream by any means, but as gardeners, we do pay attention to what's going on in the world, just like we check the weather, every day to see the best dates and times and time frames and stuff to plant or whatever. We check the news because there's so much information in the news now that is either directly or indirectly affecting us in some way as home gardeners. And I saw so many more articles online and even a few news briefs talking about the victory gardens. And
Mhm.
if you just do your research on that, victory gardens that came about like during the time of war, where Americans were encouraged, everybody, not, I mean, of course not every single American in the country, but almost everybody had a garden. Then they called them victory gardens because a lot of plots of land were at least a fourth of an acre to 1 acre. And that was enough room to, have the home, have a couple animals, and have a garden. And the government actually encouraged us to have gardens, to grow gardens, and to grow our own food. So it was surprising to me. Well, not really surprising, but I was like pleasantly amazed that people actually brought that up and started talking about it. That not that long ago in the history of this country,
Right.
the government actually encouraged everyone to have gardens, to grow something. It didn't have to be, on a commercial agricultural scale, but hey, a few of this kind of plant, a few of this crop, a few of that crop. And so, like you said, I mean, in that case, it was kind of like a doomsday. It doesn't have to be. Some people might say, oh, prepper. But back when our grandparents, were chucking and jiving, prepper wasn't even a term, like it is today. Like prepper was something, everybody was a prepper
Right.
because everybody, they had for today, they had for tomorrow, they had for next week, and they had for next month. But that was a regular, normal way of life.
Right.
It wasn't, oh, you're a prepper, you're doomsday. No, like everybody was a prepper. So
Mhm.
to me, I was just kind of like pleasantly surprised to see that come out in articles and in little news segments about the victory garden. So I liked it.
Okay. That is encouraging, definitely. And yeah, I haven't seen any of that. Like I know they're there, but I guess my algorithm just doesn't push me towards that. But let's see. We got Robin Gardens. Hi, Robin, from Chicagoland, sunny and hot, 87 degrees. All right. Yeah, and we have anything else to say on that particular one? No, I think it's not. So we'll move on to the next one, which is this is just who
Okay.
you are. Huh? Oh, sorry. It's just who you are to
Mhm.
be a gardener. You've always
No, yeah, you're
been.
right. So that second point, so mhm,
No, go ahead.
mhm.
We have a delay here.
Okay, I think I have a little lag. Yeah, I have a little lag on this end. We started off pretty good, but I mean, what would a live stream be if I wasn't having some kind of technical difficulties? But that your second point though, that's who you are. That's who you've always been. I see myself as a gardener from a very young age. I feel like I've always been a gardener. Even before I started playing in the dirt and sowing my little red beans out the pack from the grocery store, spending time with my grandmother and my dad in their gardens. I feel like I have always been a gardener. So having my own garden, talking about gardening, sharing gardening information, I feel like that's me. That's who I've always been. It's something that comes natural, and it is a motivation. It's a summer motivation, winter, fall, spring. It is a motivation to keep me going, to help me push through. When I'm tired and exhausted, I am a gardener, and that's all I have to say.
I feel that like I've been surrounded by gardening, but it's been in and out of my life. Like, you go through your stages of life. So I grew up around it with my grandmother. And then when I was in my teens, my stepdad would grow some little tomatoes in a container. And then fast forward to when I finally got my own house, then I would start plunking in my own plants here and there with very little like actual intention. I enjoyed the fruits of my labor, but I wasn't like intensively doing it at the time. It was it was more of a let nature do
Hmm.
its will kind of thing, and I'll just step back. For a second there, I had like what's this called? The aero garden, the hydroponic. I tried the hydroponics, so that was cute for a second.
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
but eventually, now I have my property and spaces to fill, and so now I'm definitely like all in. Never, won't stop, can't stop. So now, yeah, I don't think like all I dream about is my next property that's going to be even better than this one, and it. I'm going to have it designed so much better than the current one. It's always like, yeah, I am now like
That's
fully in the gardening blood and the passion of it. So I look forward to my future with gardening for sure.
You know what? I was just on Zillow, which I peruse from time to time, and I actually had a Zillow window open from when I was just looking at properties yesterday. And I'm always looking for something. I'm like, what is the minimum amount of acreage that I would be satisfied with to have a home, to have land, but how much space do I want for my garden?
Right.
I pretty much settled on, I mean, well, I can't. My goal keeps, changing and switching and stuff like that. But I'm like, if I can have 5 acres, if I can have
Mhm.
5 acres, but today it's a challenge to find for me an affordable home in an area that I want to live in with 5 acres. And
Right.
then I said, okay, well, what about 3 acres? What about 2 acres? What about 1 acre? And I'm like, you know what? I can't go below 1 acre. I can't go below 1 acre. I really want a minimum of 5, but
Yep.
like you say, I one of the criteria for me finding my next home, my dream home, my forever home, whatever you want to call it specifically has to deal with space to garden. Like that's a criteria. Some
Yep.
people, oh, I have to have this, it has to have a chef's kitchen, or I have to have
Yep.
a pool, or I have to have his and her closet. No, I have to have land to garden. That's
Yes.
and I want some chickens and but that's me. I have to have space to garden. And we have a couple other people. Robin says gardeners dream about the next piece of land versus the house on it. You
Yep.
are absolutely right. Exactly, Robin. You're absolutely right. I don't think I can chat. I wanted to do some chat, but I only see your name for the comment. And I
Oh.
remember we went through that once before. So yeah, I'm not gonna be typing and chatting. So if you're in the chat, we definitely see you. We appreciate your comments and we want you to be interactive. But if you don't see us typing and we're just, talking and it seems like we don't see your comments or whatever, that's not true. It's just, you know, again, me, technical difficulties. That should be my nickname.
Well, I can show. I
Healy,
can
the
definitely show
technical
the
difficulty
stuff.
gardener.
But yeah, definitely my criterias for when I look at these houses, which I do like every other month, is or our minimum is 10 acres because 10 acres or bust, and then it's got to have. So basically, the house sits in the
Yeah,
middle,
yeah.
and you have enough buffer on all sides from neighbors. Because I don't want to hear the neighbors, I don't want to see the neighbors, nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want a yole-hoo. And then after like 10 seconds, then they
Right.
hear. Yeah, I do. I don't want to be able to see my neighbors, but like I said, for the places that I want to live, it's hard to even
Yeah.
find 5 acres. Now, I will find a jewel every once in a while that has, 10 acres, 15 acres, whatever. But the house is to the point where you have to tear it down and
Yeah.
build completely from scratch.
But
I
I would
am not in
appreciate
that
that.
space where I can build a house from scratch. I need something, even if it needs minor repairs, I need to be able to live in it while I'm doing renovations. But I can't, build from scratch or have to rent a home while,
Yeah.
I'm not in the space to do that yet, maybe one day. And I find that that also limits because I
Limits.
can find a lot of acreage, but either there's no home or the home has to be totally rebuilt from scratch, which takes away from my financial slice of the pie,
Right.
for the property, because
Yeah.
whatever money I spend on the land, if I have to build a house, okay,
Hmm.
well, I have to use some of that money. I don't have the additional money. But I agree with you, 10 acres, that, yeah, I would absolutely take 10 acres, but I'm even looking at 5. I
Yeah.
am.
That's
But 10 was my original minimum.
good.
But I'm looking at the market. I'm biding my time. I'm praying. I'm asking for guidance, and then you'll know, because one day you'll look at the backyard shenanigans garden, and it will literally look completely different because it will be different. I'll be at a different location.
Well, let me just finish. Let's see. I also look at water source. So yeah, I'm in a place where I
Mm,
don't mind if it has an existing wreck on it. Because as long as the electricity is already hooked up and there's already well or water, some kind of water hooked up, then I'm like, that's a bonus for me. Because then that's one less thing, we're having
mhm.
to bring in also. So yeah, I do look for land either that's virgin or something that's been vacant for a while, or definitely something with some kind of wreck on it that we can even put like a temporary mobile thing structure while we're building
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Because that's my husband's dream, is to build his own house the way he wants it, the way he's envisioned it his whole life. So that's his dream of it, whereas I'm just trying to get the
Mhm.
land so I can put stuff on it. But yeah, it's a ways away. We're waiting for our kids to definitely like graduate, and so he'd have to be in a retiring space before that even happens. So in the meantime, we just keep looking at the pictures until something comes along.
See, but again, that's motivation also. It's
Exactly.
motivation to keep you going.
Exactly.
It's the new land, the new property, getting a new house, you getting a new garden space. It's still motivation. I like it.
Let's see. Robin says, even being retired, I don't think I could manage more than 1 acre. That's true. That is something to consider, that we are aging and our dreams today may not be handled by our bodies tomorrow. But that's not going to stop
I
me.
That's true, because I would hope that I had at least one person in my family, preferably more than one, of course, but
All right.
one person in my family who could, like, keep it going and
Yeah.
help me too now, but
Right.
kind of keep it going. But when it comes to acreage, like purchasing land acreage, my eyes are definitely bigger than my
No.
hands' ability to manage it. So,
Mhm.
and you know what, I would be the one to have many acres more than what
Yes.
I could physically handle myself. But that's when I would hope family would come in to help. And if they
Mm.
don't, you know what? I would just chuggle along, as best I could,
Right.
managing 1 square foot at a time.
Yep. But I'm hoping that by then I would have the ability to like have irrigation set up or, have more raised beds because maybe I can't bend down anymore. But I would hope that financially I would be in a space where I could have things easier. And hopefully one of my kids will be around to help out also.
Mhm. What's
Yeah,
up,
let's.
Mike? How you
Hey,
doing? Thank
Mike.
you for joining us.
All right, that was a good little segment there. Let's move on. So, for some of us, this gardening is a new hobby. We may have just picked it up during the pandemic. We might have just picked it up yesterday.
Mhm.
So, some of us hobbyists get, really into our new hobby and we buy everything, we study everything, we read all the books, we watch all the videos, and it's just like a crazy person. No. Like we just, we want to perfect
You know what? And I
the
think that's
art.
something, yeah, we talked about that.
Go ahead.
That's right. I was gonna say we talked about that in it was either our very first or our second live stream. We talked about how, as new gardeners, you see everything, you're watching these YouTube videos, whatever circumstance brought you to gardening, you're excited about it, you're intrigued, you want to learn more, and of course you go to social media. You look at the YouTube videos, you see this gardener has, like 1 square foot, but somehow they're growing like 40 different, you know,
Yes.
crops, and you're wondering how. And, they have this soil and they got this fertilizer and they bought this tool and they have these seeds, and you're like, oh yeah, I want that. I want this. I want that. You're either scrolling online or you're flipping through catalog pages. Then of course the social media feeds pick up, and scrolling on your side banners of everything, there's ads for this garden thing and that garden thing. You're like, oh yeah, I want this, I want that. You're excited, you're motivated. You click buy, add to cart, purchase now. And before you know it, you have a living room full of garden supplies, and you realize that you are growing on your apartment balcony. But but you're motivated though.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes just that the creative juices are flowing and you wanna improve upon, or you want to do it better than that last person you saw do it, or the way your mother-in-law does it. You're like competing with these imaginary
Mm,
beings sometimes, and yeah, that keeps you motivated if this is new to you, and hopefully you have some success so that you
mhm,
carry it on to the next year and the next year. Let's see. G Mama says it's best to focus on one or two projects at a time, like soil and how you're growing, in my opinion. But sometimes you have
mm,
to learn that, oh, maybe my soil is too sandy or too clayey. So then you got to go through that first year of trial and error before you start saying, oh, there's more to learn about soil or the bugs that are in the soil or the plants that grow out of the soil. So yeah, it's a many years definitely of process of learning the garden as a hobby or as a job or anything.
mhm. I think this too is where it's important, whether it be, on like a pen pal, but like a garden pal, whether it's somebody online or local in your community, where you can partner up with somebody, even if they are on maybe their second or third season and you're just starting as a hobbyist, as a new gardener, to pair up with someone maybe just with a little bit more experience, or even I would say not even experience, a little bit more trial and error. So like G Mama says, try to start small, or do one thing, whatever. I do believe that we have to learn, by our own trial and error. But if I had somebody to say, you know what, Haley, I saw you looking at, these five different kind of fertilizers. One is, nitrogen heavy, one is phosphorus heavy, one is potassium heavy. I see you have all three of those, in your cart. You're about to purchase it, and it's going to be like $50. Where, you know what, if you purchase this one fertilizer, it's balanced, it has a little bit of N, a little bit of P, a little bit of K, it's $15. Let me just help you and guide you to where you're spending $15 for one product that will provide you some of what those other three that were going to cost you $50.
Mm.
Hey, and because of course the $35 probably going to go on seeds. So I'm saving that 15 versus 50, but that balance is going to go to something else. But having somebody that has, just a little bit more experience, or just kind of been around the garden seasons once or twice to help you along the way, I think that that's a good idea. Sometimes you don't have that, but if you do, please, please take advantage. It'll help
Right.
you to stay motivated longer, because I feel like sometimes when we push ourselves all the way out there, we're 100% in, we want to do everything, we want to get it all right the first time. And I think G Mama mentioned this. You can kind of, hit a downfall or get demotivated, earlier. It could be like a crash down. Um, Whereas if you, I don't know, just had that support to help you stay motivated longer. But I do, Joy, like you said, you got to learn on your own. You do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to buy that $50 bag of topsoil. You know, I now I would say I probably didn't do that, but I know I've probably done like every other, newbie gardener thing, like over the time that I've been gardening. Now, not so much, of course, but in the beginning, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here and say, "Oh yes, I did everything perfect the
Right.
first time, every time." I never, fell for, newbie gardener, scams and excitement and tricks and stuff. Of course I did. I'm still here.
God,
I'm still gardening.
I have a giant bag of, I think it's called Jax. It's that fertilizer that's blue. It's like 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was on sale,
Uh-huh.
so I had to have it at the time because everybody was using, heavy whatever those types of fertilizers. I hate myself so much for having
Mm-hmm.
that bag. I'm like, what am I gonna do with you? And I can't throw it out. No way.
No, 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 no. Now see, that's okay. Here comes Healy's hashtag. Waste not, want not. Healy would not throw that bag away. Healy would find a way to use it around my own garden, even if I use it in flowers or
Right.
ornamentals, or,
Yeah, that's good.
some non food
Food.
product.
Right.
But for me, I mean, if I use it in a food product, I use it in a food product. Y'all, like I've been saying recently, what I do to my body and my garden, I promise you it will not adversely affect yours. My my what I'm shaking and spraying and stuff on and sprinkling in my garden is not going to affect your garden, I promise. But I would find a way to um use that, even if I, put it in little snack bags or whatever, $1 a snack bag. I would sell it. I would trade it for seeds. Like, I would do something, because even though that bag of fertilizer was on sale, it still costs money.
Oh.
I will not let it go to waste. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I do use it on some of my indoor plants, but it's going to take me ages to use it up. Ages. All right.
Hmm.
Let's
Well, you know
see.
what? A good thing about that Jax, those synthetic fertilizers, is that is you don't have to worry about it like going bad
Right.
per se.
Right.
It won't lose its strength and potency as quickly as a natural or organic fertilizer may.
Hmm.
It may last just like just products that have preservatives and stuff, they last longer on the shelf,
Right.
or synthetic things last longer on the shelf than the natural things. So, whether you use it for your flowers or your ornamentals, or just whatever, it should last long enough for however long it takes you to use it,
Right.
or share it, or give away, or sell it, or whatever. So it still won't go to waste. Girl, but
Yeah.
don't throw that bag away.
No, I won't. All right. So a huge motivation for me is definitely social media, particularly YouTube, because it's the one I'm mostly on. But like Instagram once in a
Hmm.
while, but I don't find myself doom scrolling on Instagram too much. It's mostly YouTube. So for with YouTube anyway, um, like I like learning, and it's been fun learning. So I like to continue watch the stuff, even if I've heard it already. It takes a while for the information to stick, so I have to keep hearing it, and different people stick with you different ways. So if somebody person A said it, it doesn't stick, but person B says the same thing, and it does stick. So it takes me that kind of
Yes.
that kind of education to get it through. Um, Also, being a content creator myself, I have to to film my garden, and if there's no garden to film, then there's no content being created.
Hmm.
So, so that's a huge motivation for me to get my butt off up in the morning and put on pants and maybe some face on, and turn on that camera so that I can give share my garden with everybody, because I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. Um, I called it narcissism because it's not that I won't like being in front of the camera, but to a certain extent, we must if we're doing it. And then, if I'm teaching
Right.
even one person, I feel like I've accomplished something. And I know I reach people, like once in a while somebody comments, or even my family. I see them once in a while at reunions and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I love your shows. Keep posting." They never comment or anything. I don't know what they're watching, but I'm
Right.
like, okay,
Right. Right. Right.
okay.
I saw your video. I watched this and this. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, it was so entertaining. Oh, I like that. And I'm like, are you subscribed? Did you click the like button? Did you notifications bell? Make
Yeah.
sure it's set to all. But family is great. Family and friends are great. A lot of my family subscribe, and I didn't even know that they were subscribed
Mm,
because they don't comment.
right.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed." I'm like, "Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it." I said, "I don't mind seeing, a comment every once in a while, But I do. I have family members that do. They subscribe. They like. They do comment. Notifications bell. They do all that, and I definitely appreciate it because that also motivates me. Like you said, we have these gardening channels, so of course we gonna record content for the channel. I mean, that's we have the channel, and we content creators, or I don't even to me the term content creator, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I will because that's what I do. Y'all, Joy tries to keep me reined in, but I'm just like, what they say, herding cats. You can't do it. But content creator to me, especially in the sense of us being gardeners, we say this is who we are. We feel like we've always been to some extent. So when I hear creator, just like off the surface, it's like you are almost like artificially making something, from nothing to put on the platform. But for gardeners, we are just recording what we do. We are recording who we are or what we identify as gardeners. So we're not, like creating something special. Like I had no plans on, sowing these seeds, but I need content. So I'm gonna sow some seeds. No, it's the schedule, it's the time. I'm gonna sow these seeds anyway. Let me just bring along my camera, and record the journey. So in that sense, I don't really see myself as a content creator. I know that's what YouTube and the social media, and I know that's the normal term.
Right.
But to me, content creator almost seem kind of fake and disingenuous because it's like, oh, I'm getting in front of the camera, so I have to make something that I wasn't normally gonna do. I need to
Mhm.
do it so I can upload it.
Right.
No, no, no. We are just recording and sharing what we already, are gonna do anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so that's I'ma just say that about that. But as far as like the social media and stuff like that, when I go out in my garden, which I have over the past 2 weeks that I haven't really uploaded anything, I've been in my garden almost every day. I've been
Mhm.
putting in work. Sometimes I feel guilty and I almost feel bad that I don't bring the camera with me
Right.
and record,
Yep.
to edit and upload. Or sometimes I do record, but I don't edit and upload. Sometimes I record and edit, but I don't upload. Um, but a lot of things that I do that I don't, upload or share. Sometimes I do. I feel guilty about it. I do feel guilty about it. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and y'all just give me some grace with this. Sometimes when I'm in the garden, that time is for me
Yeah.
because a gardener is who I am. It's not just what I'm doing for clicks and likes and
Right.
subscriptions.
Right.
I was gardening long before YouTube,
Yes.
like way before gardening. And gardening has a special place in my life. And it's where I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of to contemplating life. I mean, sometimes it's kind of deep, and while I'm doing all of
Yes.
this, I'm shoveling and sowing and weeding and all that kind of stuff, so sometimes, those precious moments are just for me. And like I say, everything ain't for the gram, even though I'm not
Right.
on Instagram, I'm only on YouTube, but that's
Right.
like the saying, everything ain't for the gram.
Mhm.
But I am mindful that if I go too long of a time period without recording and sharing, some of my garden stuff. I'm like, hey, let's get some content. Let's
Yep.
let's get, let's get some stuff in there. I have something right now that I'm trying to get together for y'all, but I will say that having a social media platform and sharing my gardening experiences is definitely motivating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that guilt. And that's why I can't keep on a schedule because I do need that like just me time where I can just take it slow,
Mhm.
not worrying about I got to fill 10, 15 minutes, which is usually like a half hour and 40 minutes, but then you edit it down. But it's like, yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
do. I do feel that both the necessity to just be you and yeah, so many thoughts go in my head when I'm in that alone space, like in the shower. You think all the things when you're all by yourself and you're just doing something simple. And then I'm like, oh my God, if only I could have sent this to the camera,
Yes.
but the camera's not here, so that's okay. But then I like the next time I pick up the camera and I'm talking about stuff that stuff never makes it to the camera. So it's kind of like a catch 22. You can't. It's never a happy medium for me. And yeah, Robin says, what did she say? The filming slows it down too much. Yes, there are some activities that definitely be like, I guess I just got to get this done. I'm not going to film this today.
Yes. I'm telling you, I just yesterday I repotted. It was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I repotted those two banana trees. I bought 65-gallon nursery pots. They were currently in 15-gallon pots. I would have loved to record that that process because trust me, it was a process. But y'all, I just had to get the job done. But you'll see it. You'll see the after. You'll see the before. You'll see the after. But sometimes the process, yeah, like Robin said, I will have to. And then sometimes if I'm so focused on recording the work, then I'm like, okay, did I capture what I really wanted people to see? Do I have to re-record this segment? Is I might start recording and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is on, you know, the east side of the yard, and by the time I do the work and come back, then it's over the house, and then I keep recording. Say, now it's on the east side of the house, and it got shade. I'm recording into the sun, y'all. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? This is not Healy Productions. We
Yeah.
don't have no camera crew. It's me, myself, and I,
Yes, exactly.
and my cell phone. So,
Yeah, that's the thing. Those people with the production stuff. I envy them sometimes, not all the time. Someday.
mhm.
All right, let's see. Moving on. Oh, this one's exciting because I actually have pictures for this one. What motivates me
Oh
through the
yes,
summer
let's see him. Let's see him.
is sales. The things are on sale. So of course we're gonna get them, and definitely Healy's gonna get them because she's always bringing home something new. So I'm just gonna show you two things that I got recently
Let's get them dollar
as
signs.
I was in the clearance aisle. So this is already like dying because I left it outside in the rain, and it's not supposed to be rained on. It's some kind of succulent or a desert plant. First of all, it's not in a desert type
Mhm.
potting medium when I bought it, and then yeah, it got soaked for a couple of rains, so I have to rehabilitate this one. But it was in the clearance aisle, so obviously it needed help to begin with. So this I really hope to like put in a garden, in a rock garden space, and like build up a rock garden situation. So it's one of those little dreams
Mhm.
to have. I have this like space that I had put mulch, wood chip mulch in like 2 years ago, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this beautiful. I've done nothing to that space, but it's getting fertile. It's waiting for me. It's all right. And
Well, let
then
me ask you this let me ask you this right quick. So when you find items like that in the clearance aisle, do they tell you exactly what it is, or do they just name everything succulent? So everything that looks like a cactus or looks like, a dry climate, a desert plant, it just says succulent, or it just says cactus and that's it.
I this one had a tag. I didn't really pay much attention, but yeah, I don't know. I
Mhm.
think it said like dry, dry conditions and
Okay. I mean, but
stuff.
it didn't give you like the exact name and like
I
the
think it did.
scientific name.
I think
It
it
may
does,
have,
but
okay,
I
because
haven't
I
looked
went
at it.
to okay, I looked at Home Depot just a few days ago, and I just looking, and some of my Home Depots have clearance, some of them don't, but
Hmm.
all of the Lowe's have
That's what
clearance
I
for
saw too.
garden,
Yeah,
specific for garden.
right.
But in the Home Depot, it had, you know, plants like that, and it just said succulent. It didn't tell you what kind, it didn't give you anything specific. It just said succulent. And
Hmm.
obviously these were different types of plants. I mean, they look totally different, whatever they, no name, no kind of nothing. Just, clearance, price, succulent.
Hmm.
Like that's it. I'm not a succulent person. I did acquire like a few little odd end pieces. I don't even know where they came from really, but I put them in a terracotta pot that
Hmm.
had cracked. Girl, I glued it together. Y'all will see it on the upcoming video. I have it sitting on the patio outside. But it's just different plants. I literally just stuck them in. I had some uh it's not sand, decomposed granite. So a little
Hmm.
bit of decomposed granite, a little bit of soil, and I think some vermiculite. Just threw that stuff together, just stuck these stems in, watered it good like one time, and it's been sitting out there for like 3 or 4 days. So by the time you see a video, if it's still living, we'll know that they were really good succulents that
Right.
really could just take the most hostile environment. If not, well, they'll be dead, and I might not even show you. but I have something. But I just was interested in asking you that because some stores, like when you have a clearance section, it seemed like they just throw the stuff and just, like you already supposed to know what it is.
Mm.
And they just don't even try to help you with identifying it or anything. I'm sorry, I just threw it in there.
I
Cat
know
back
that's
in
all
the bag.
right. No, I think that's cases where the tags got lost, so they didn't know what else to do with them. So, but I think for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
they have their tags. Or, but yeah, I did find that the Home Depot did not have sale clearance, and but Lowe's did have a clearance rack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Um, oh, gee, Mama was talking about carnivorous plants. It's not carnivorous, but the mimosa plant or the sensitive plant, I got seeds. It's the one where you touch it and it closes. And I got a couple of them to come up. It's so
I
cute.
have those seeds. Oh,
Oh, cool.
so that's what that is in the pot?
Yeah. No, no,
Oh.
no, not in the pot. Not. I'll show
See,
it to you another video.
oh,
That's different.
okay, okay. I have those
Sorry.
seeds. I haven't sown them, but I have them.
Yeah, they're so fun. Yeah, Robin says her Home Depot doesn't have clearance. They tossed them out. Wow. Yeah, what's up with that? That sucks. See, that's a reason to work for those people, just for like a season and just like hoard all
You
their
know what?
plants.
Don't let me know the day that they toss it out, cause I'll be standing right there
It's a
by the
dumpster.
bin. I will. Psh. And look, I have a little net, like a butterfly net or a little fish net.
Yeah.
So when they throw it in, I'll hurry up and pull my little net out and
Gotcha.
catch it. Enjoy that. I'm not gonna dive in there behind them, but I mean, I catch it before it go in there.
Right. Okay. All right. And then we'll end it on a good note. Oh, it's all been good. But specifically, motivation, what keeps you motivated is that you do it for your health. You do it for your mental health, which is huge in the gardening community, for nothing else other than
Yes.
eating good food. It's actually therapeutic to be, to touch grass, as they say, to have your hands in the
Mhm.
soil and your feet
Mhm.
on there. Obviously, I wear gloves and shoes, so I'm not doing any of those things. I am missing out on all the health benefits. But the air, smelling the air and the pollen that gives me hay fever. Oh man, this is terrible. What health is there being?
Wait, hold on, Joy. This supposed to be positive. We saying some good things. We talking about the vitamin D3 from the sun rays.
Oh yeah,
We
that's
talking
it.
about, the benefits of breathing fresh air, not chemtrails,
See?
your hands in, grounding your body,
Yes.
your hands and your feet, on the grass and in the bare soil.
Yes, yes.
But we're talking of the positive aspects of it because of course, I just read an article recently though, and I also attended a talk
Ooh.
where this lady was presenting um not really newly researched, but kind of updated research
Mhm.
on grounding as it pertains to gardening.
Oh.
And they used to encourage, yeah, put your hands, get with the soil, become one with the dirt. That was good for you. There's microbes and stuff in the soil that really, like it truly is medically, scientifically researched and proven.
Mhm.
That there's benefits to having your bare hands and your bare feet in the soil, on the ground, in the grass, blah blah blah. But she was saying because of the use of synthetic
Mm.
materials,
Right.
whether it's fertilizers, pesticides, this, that, whatever.
Mhm.
Also the food that they're feeding the animals, the cattle, the chickens, the goats,
Ah.
the rabbits,
Yeah.
whatever, and you putting your hands in that
That's it.
soil, and
Yes.
you stepping on the ground and the grass, and you stepping
And
on things that the animals have deposited, and
yeah.
people have sprayed or whatever, and now you exposing your body to not so positive things.
Right.
And now research is recommending that you wear gloves
Hmm.
and that you wear shoes and all that kind of stuff when you're in the garden. put your hat on because who knows, what's coming down from the sky. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all not gonna discourage me from gardening. You're not gonna discourage me from getting out there still. I have a hat that I wear sometimes. I have gloves that I wear sometimes. Shoes now in my backyard I wear shoes all the time because I don't have grass, like
Mhm.
real grass ground areas. Y'all see my backyard. It's the patio pavers,
Yeah.
and then it's those the fake wood chips that I have started like scooping up and throwing them away. But then under that I have landscaping fabric, and then I have the rock hard cement brick clay ground that I have. But it's interesting to me how, let's say, even 30 years, but 40, 50, 75 years ago,
Yeah.
putting your hands in the soil, walking on, the dirt in the ground, grounding yourself, all of that, getting the sun rays from the sun, breathing the fresh air, all of that stuff was good. It was positive. It was nourishing to the body,
Yes.
health and wellness benefits. And now it's almost being discouraged.
Mhm.
I wonder if there's something else behind it. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just saying I do still put my hands in the
Yeah.
dirt. Shout out to Stacy, hands in the dirt.
That's right.
But you got to be careful. You
Right.
have to be more careful now than before. But
Yeah.
if I believe if we're in our own home personal gardens, if you have chickens, if you have cows, this whatever, you know what you feed your animals, you know what you're sprinkling and spraying.
Mhm.
I do think we can still get some of those health and wellness benefits. But if you go into commercial areas, if you visiting other locations that you're not familiar with, maybe wear your hat, your gloves, and your shoes. But I believe in grounding, like bare feet in the sand and stuff like that, walking on the grass bare feet. I
Yeah.
I do. I believe in that, and I do it when I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, I do it once in a while. I do touch I do touch the soil even though there's a worm wriggling right next to me. Blah. But when I'm weeding. But yeah, I understand that test or the test, the research you were talking about. But even like people who live in new
Hmm.
developments where the earth has been, tilled over, or people leave garbage in an area and then it gets buried in, and then if you're gardening in that, you don't know what you're gonna come
Hmm.
up across. um yeah, when I years ago, I went to a doctor's appointment and she's like, "Do you, if you, or I don't know if she asked me if I gardened or if I told her, but she's like, you should get a tetanus shot because
Hmm.
obviously you haven't, I hadn't gotten a tetanus shot since like college or something like 30 years ago." So she's like,
What?
you should get a tetanus shot because you don't know what's in the soil. You don't know what you end up might poke. Like there's nails all over my yard because when they redid the roof, those guys don't care about the nails flying all over the
Uh-huh.
place. There's random nails everywhere, and I'm still finding them
Mhm.
like years later. So you never know if you might step on that or poke your finger into it when you're digging around. So yeah, there's, but don't
Mhm.
let that discourage you. It's all good. Just take precautions.
Yo, please filter through all of the stuff that we saying and make sure you come out with the positive things.
No, I do. I
One
have
one thing you
found.
will never you yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing you won't be able to say. Like we do, we try to give you everything. I mean, not every
The
single
full
thing, but we
picture.
try to give you a whole picture. And
Yeah.
then you filter out, do your own research, please, and do what's best for you and yours. But as much as we try to just bring out, okay, hey, these are the positive things, or here are some motivating things, here are some encouraging things. Some kind of way it's almost uh I don't know, we still end up also giving you the other side. I think that's important. I think that
Yeah.
that's a good thing,
Right.
because I think you should be aware of the whole picture, but still be able to filter through and pull out the positive things, because no matter what like the information is presented to us, because you can be presented only the negative side of something and never get to the positive side. Just filter through, look for the positives, and and please take that.
No, no, but there is positives. Like I now that I'm past this the drain, the summer drain or the June drain, like I'm
Mhm.
enjoying weeding. Like I have time and I take the time and I weed and it's therapeutic now. Whereas before it was like gotta
Yes.
weed so I can plant something in. But now it feels good. And the harvesting is coming in so I can enjoy that process. Like I just harvested basil, so every pinch of the tops so that you get bushier plants later. That and it smells good. Yeah, the aromatics of gardening. That's another health benefit because when you're touching those plants and they're releasing those chemicals, that's good for you. And then what
Yes,
else?
it is.
Oh, there was another thing. Let me. Oh, I missed it. Dang it! I'll have to do a video about it.
Did you have
um,
some other pictures to show us though? Because you only showed one picture.
right. This was we'll keep it to this one. The Now that I've gotten past June, I'm now July. I'm reseeding or sowing for the fall. So one of the things was
Mhm.
parsnip, something I'd never had before, and I heard good things.
Okay.
So I put some seeds in, and I got baby parsnips. I'm so excited.
Look how cute.
So it's like a little container there of
So
parsnips,
what are your plans for the parsnips?
like a mash probably, like a mash,
Mhm.
like in either with potatoes because I also just harvested that. But no, yeah, maybe potatoes when the parsnips won't be ready for a while, so it'll have to be the potatoes I save. But I think by itself might be all right because what if I had mashed? Was it rutabaga? Rutabaga mash is good, so I'm imagining it's
Mhm.
similar. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I like it or not. But yeah,
In the
trying out.
chat, let us know if you have any. Oh, I was gonna say that the chat, if you have any parsnip recipes or any ways that you eat let's give Joy some ideas. So
What to do with the
so when she
parsnips.
pulls in this harvest, yeah, she has a couple recipes or some plans on what to do with these parsnips.
And then, yeah, so enjoying the harvest and then also learning and enjoying preserving the food. Like with the
Mm,
basil that I just harvested, I making pesto. So, there's the process to that where I'm either blanching it first and then drying it out and freezing, or I just mash it all up with the olive oil and the nuts and the garlic and the salt. Yeah, that's pretty much the recipe.
mhm.
So that's like it could be like, oh no, it's an extra thing that I now have to do in my kitchen. But at the same time, it could be a new skill that you've learned that you enjoy. And now after that, you're going to have this yummy food that you grew. And there is nothing like growing your food and serving it to people and being like, I grew that. You're eating something that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into. It is just such a feeling that you can't get any. I
Yes.
mean, it's a good feeling. That's part of your health. Is
And
that
then for
stress
you,
relief?
when you look at the expressions on their faces before they even say this is delicious or this is good, you can see like their expressions say it all. And you know that what you grew in your garden, it is so much better, so much healthier, just so above and beyond what you could get at the grocery store, even the organic items. Because what some people don't realize is that even organic produce is sprayed with pesticides. They may use organic pesticides or organic approved sprays and powders and pellets and stuff, but those produce are still sprayed with
Mhm.
pesticides. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just assume, oh, this is organic. um it just must be 100% natural. They didn't put anything on it, just good soil, the water and the sun, and that's it. No, ladies and gentlemen, that organic produce is sprayed.
Mhm.
And again, like I said, organically approved products, but still sprayed.
Right.
I look at a lot of the organic produce, and sometimes I can't tell it from the traditional or the conventionally grown produce. It's still perfectly round, shiny, like I'm still where's that shine coming from? Perfectly round, perfectly this, uh perfectly symmetrical and stuff. And I'm like, hold on. And that's organic. All of them. Y'all must be picking, you must be growing like 10,000% so you could get like 100%
Right.
the perfect to sell in the stores.
Mhm.
Organic produce doesn't look like what I call grocery store produce. It
Right.
doesn't. It doesn't look, those things are grown for looks. Really, it's grown for looks. Most times to me the flavor, the taste, the quality is lacking. It looks good though. It looks good enough for you to take it off the shelf and put it in your basket to purchase. And that's the point. The point is for you to take it off the shelf and put it in your basket. I eat ugly fruits, vegetables, and herbs on a regular basis. They taste good. They taste good, y'all. They taste good. I'm all about cutting off the little piece. Hey, maybe the worm got his little piece off this corner, or the little butterfly, or the little the beetle got his little bite like off of this side. I give you that little slice. I know what a knife is. I know how to cut off. I know how to scoop out.
Mhm.
I know. Y'all, hashtag waste not, want not. That's what motivates me.
Mhm.
That's
There you go.
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that was the end of my list. So I
Okay.
hope I
Joe,
hope
I think
we
you got some I
motivated you.
think you have some yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying I think you have some ideas for some parsnips. I thought I saw a comment
Yeah, Robin had
in
a
there for me.
garlic drizzled with a little honey and balsamic vinegar.
Oh,
That sounds good.
that sounds good.
I mean, a lot of these veggies are just like you just either pan fry them and sear them or roast them, and they're perfectly good by themselves with like salt. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
delicious. Doesn't have to be complicated.
That's right.
Um, what was it? Well, I'm going to show you this one, last one. This was something, this is part of the sales. Something was on sale and I bought it, not for myself. Let me just
In-laws,
play
and
it.
I did a
Mm-hmm.
thing. La. So I got this just
Hey.
before 4th of July.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So I bought that like Wayfair, I think. They were having a sale, 4th of July sale, and I needed some other furniture. And my mother-in-law's trying to have a garden and
Uh-huh.
she has minimal success, but she has just a little like 2 by 3 space. So I was like, but she has a
Mm-hmm.
yard, but she's too old to like take care of a whole yard of a garden. But I've always wanted to contribute something to
Yeah.
her vegetables. So I saw this thing, it was on sale, so I
Mm-hmm.
bought it. And my husband's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's for your mother.
It's something for you to put together.
It's okay." No, I had to put it together. Oh my god, that was
Oh,
horrendous. I pulled like a muscle. I'll explain it in the video. But
did,
yeah, so
oh
I
yeah.
got
So
her that.
is that a video? Do you have that video on your channel?
Not yet. It will be.
Oh,
So watch out for
oh, it will
that.
be. Okay, all right. Cause I want to see it now. I want to see it now. You didn't gave us a teaser. You didn't
That's
gave us a
right.
preview. Y'all make sure you check out her channel. Yeah, make sure you check out her channel. And if she doesn't have that video up by this weekend,
Oh no.
we gonna
Now
start
I got
sending you messages.
a
We
timeline.
we wanna we wanna see it.
All
All
right.
of her contact information is scrolling on it. So look, you even have her email address. So if she don't have that video up, y'all, you
No,
know,
don't do that. We'll
that's
do yours. We'll do yours next. There we go.
I know,
Mail
yeah,
her
because I
something.
definitely I haven't posted anything in a while, but I should have a YouTube short. Y'all, I'm finally able to do the 3-minute YouTube shorts,
Ah,
thankfully.
yay.
And I have what I have. It's about the banana trees. And right now I have it down to like 4 minutes and 8 seconds. So I need to chop down over another minute of it. But it's just a quick thing. I had these banana plants. They were in 15-gallon pots. I bought these 65-gallon pots and I up potted it. So just, kind of taking you through it's really the before and after, but just showing you what I use, what I put in a pot. It'll just be a quick YouTube short, and then I'll start working on uploading new content, probably starting next week. Maybe into this weekend, but probably starting next week, y'all. I was burnt out, like for real, for real. Had a lot of stuff going on, not just garden burnout, but garden burnout too. And I needed to take a break, so I did.
Yeah.
But I'm getting back into, the social media circles and stuff. I'm getting outside, starting to record different content, the garden content, of course, and then other type of content from my channel. And I'll be back with you full swing like next week. But this YouTube short about the banana trees, I'm gonna do that today. Now remember, I'm on Pacific time though, so I'm 3 hours behind Joy, so it's a
You
little
got
bit after 2 o'clock now my time. So I'm gonna say probably about 5 o'clock Pacific time. I'll have that YouTube short up. So, and
all
it'll
right,
be
all
3 minutes long, so I feel a little bit better about it. So not just 60 seconds. You'll get a few minutes.
all right. Well, that's a reminder that Healy and I do these lives about twice a month. Life for life pending, but we do it every other. So like this week is my channel, and then maybe in 2 weeks, if Healy's around, we will do a live on her channel. And well, the topic is always just whatever comes to mind for that time. So you'll never know until we're there. But I think we have a lot of fun with these lives, and hopefully we get a better schedule someday so that we can get more people in the chat. But hi, Ro, lovely to have you. And thank you to everybody who's joined the chat and contributed. We always appreciate all the camaraderie you provide us. And if you're new,
Yes, thank you so
click
much.
that
And if you,
subscribe.
oh,
Subscribe,
yes,
like.
please. I was gonna say,
Sorry.
no, girl, we're gonna get it together one day. Probably not, but I mean, I just had to say it. I was gonna say, if you have topics that you would like us to discuss, because we try to do every other Monday, so every 2 weeks on a Monday. um Joy, what do you think about this time? So the 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, versus kind of like the 10:30, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific, which would have us 12, 1, 2, 2 p.m. Eastern. I think you were saying that this later time is probably better.
for
And
for now in the summer, because I know
uh-huh.
because my kids are off school, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But when the school comes up again, because they're coming home at that time, so it's a little more chaotic.
Then
That's
early in the
why,
morning. Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So we'll try this afternoon time, like afternoon, early evening time, for maybe the next couple times. We'll see. But if you have topics that you would like us to discuss, you know, you can put comments in the chat. You can send us messages and stuff on our channels, send us emails and let us know. We usually base the topics on what we're doing in the garden at the
Yeah.
time, like our
Yeah.
garden, what's going on at the time. Early in the year, we kind of base it on the season. For spring, everybody, it's the new garden season, kind of like new gardening topics. But as the season progresses, it's kind of like, okay, what's going on, kind of common to both of our areas, since we are literally on opposite ends of the country. I'm in the
Right.
southwest, she's in the northeast. I mean, you can't, but even though being so far apart, there are commonalities. So we try to base our topics on things that we both can talk about at the current time.
Mhm.
But if you have some ideas or some recommendations, let us know. We appreciate it.
And if you want to join the chat, you're always welcome. Just shoot us a chat, on the chat that you want to come up, want to talk about something, we will send you the link for sure. All right. So, are we ready to say goodbye?
I think we are ready. If anybody wants to come up in the chat, this would be the perfect time. If anybody wants to come up in the chat. We did have, who did we have last time? We had Precious. She came
Yes.
up at the end of our chat the last time. That was nice to have her, and she spent a few minutes with us in the chat. But if anybody wanted to come up to say hi, or Joy just put the link in the chat if you wanted to say a quick hi, or just give us some of your motivations and what has you going, so progressing through like the garden burnout of June, but now into July, feel free to let us know. We'll wait like just a few minutes. Um, Otherwise, our contact information will be scrolling below. We'll let that go a couple times. And other than that, we definitely hope that you enjoyed the live stream. If you're here for the replay, we hope you enjoy it. Please like the live stream, subscribe to our channels, and please take note that Joy has two YouTube channels. She's also on Instagram and she's on Rumble. Y'all subscribe to everything. Just subscribe. Just subscribe. Subscribe, whatever the notification is for like the different platforms. Y'all do the things. Do all the things.
Thank
Support
you.
us.
Thank
We
you.
definitely appreciate it. We just small gardeners, trying to make it in these green streets. The green, look, the green garden streets,
The green
and the
gardens.
green money streets, because Joy, she does garden for I was about to say garden for profit, but I mean, she does she does garden, as a source of income. So yeah, support us.
It's just to
Support
support a
us.
habit. Don't support it.
Like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that kind of stuff. We do watch. I see because let me see. Is everyone in here right now? Everyone who I see, you all have at least YouTube channels. I Sow in Harvest is new to me.
She's in Arizona.
Um, I'll have to. I need to make a note of that. I Sow in Harvest, but G Mama Grows, I'm subscribed. Robin, I'm subscribed. Mike, subscribed. And there was a couple other people I saw. Um, Subscribe, grow, subscribe to those channels. But I will check out I Sow in Harvest. And you say Arizona?
Yeah.
Are you in Arizona, I Sow? Okay, let me check that out. All right. Well, I don't think we had any brave souls that wanted to come up, Joy. I didn't
That's
I
all
didn't
right.
see anybody.
They're probably sweating or just hitting home, sitting for dinner.
In the bushes. I'm looking up ISO like right now. I'm going to subscribe to the channel. So that's it for that. But other than
Oh
that though,
yeah,
I'm
Robin
ready to call it.
said. Let's see. Robin said StreamYard was giving problems to people for sure. So you're not alone.
You know what? I'm not surprised because I think, and I'm looking at myself on the television, and I don't know if you all can see it, but like half of the screen is like sharp or focused, and then the other half of it is blurry. I have a blue line going down the middle of my StreamYard screen of my view, and like one side is sharp and the other side is blurry. I don't know how to remove that blue line. It's not something that I can click on or press. I've checked all the settings. There's no error messages or anything like that, but I mean, half of it is sharp and half of it is blurry. So I apologize if that's been like an inconvenience or something throughout the
I,
live stream, but I'm not sure what I could do about it.
yeah, I don't see it on this end, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, that's good. If you all don't see it, then that's great. But I definitely see it. Hold on, let me see.
It's definitely gotten
Up,
darker
I
outside.
saw. Yep, I saw it. Oh my goodness! Look at that hornworm. Oh,
Ah, why are you
subscribe.
looking at that? Oh, yeah, that's her channel.
Ah,
Yep.
oh my goodness! I gotta click off, but I'm subscribed though. Hold
Right,
on,
right.
let me make sure. I had to make sure the notifications was to all, but I gotta click off that. Oh my god.
Oh, so when you're in YouTube, you're usually on the home screen of YouTube. So you got to go on the tab to the left. What is that? And then you have like home notifications or something. Subscriptions. You want to click subscriptions so that you stay up to date on the people you're subscribed to, and you're not just doom scrolling
Mhm.
through other people who you may like and stuff. But still, watch your subscriptions, people. Support those people
I
that
have been up. I have been unsubscribed from channels before, and I was
right.
wondering why I wasn't getting notifications and stuff. Um, Sometimes my notifications will switch from all to personalized.
Ah,
And in that sense, I don't get all of the notifications, but I do get some. In
mhm.
other cases, I will get unsubscribed
Yeah.
from channels. And then I notice I'm like, hey, for instance, Joy hasn't posted in like 2 weeks. No,
Mhm.
that's not the case. I go back and I look at my list of subscriptions, and your channel will still be in my list, but now it shows unsubscribed instead of subscribed. So you definitely right about that. Check your subscriptions every once in a while, especially if you notice you haven't been getting notifications from a channel that you regularly watch.
Mhm.
So I've had to do that. But I'm good.
All
I'm good, Joy.
right. Well, we had a good one as always. And Haley's gonna enjoy her ginger beer that's non-alcoholic.
Yo, that ginger beer is good. That I need because I need to get outside in my garden. I gotta finish this YouTube short. And I'm telling you, if you ever like, how you doze off or you get a little tired, take a swig of ginger beer. It's the extra strength. It has like
Yeah.
the highest percentage of content. And you probably can't see it, but there's ginger like down at the bottom. I don't know. Maybe you can't see it. I probably shook it up a little bit too, but this stuff is good. It's good.
All right. We will see you again, probably on Healy's channel at Healy Means. And what do I say? So well harvest more. Talk to y'all again soon.
Bye.
Bye.